Welcome, everybody, to the LLC podcast for the lifted, the lowered, and the confused.
Big-ass faux heads.
I'm your host, Three Wheel Willie, along with Trent, Dean, and Harold over there.
With the Neanderthal brow.
That's it. Today...
What size do you wear?
What size? Well, here it's like a 9 3/4, but like here it's like a 7.5.
Hey, I do what I can. I extrapolate quite a bit of information with this little skull.
Anyway.
Dome piece.
Welcome to episode 8, the Ocho. Today, we're going to talk about clubs, right? Everybody's in a club, it seems, nowadays. You know,
Nope.
No, yeah.
Well, you know,
Why she come in thick with nope?
there's not a lot. Well, that's what I'm saying. You guys are the minority.
We've had reasons.
There's not a lot of just guys just cruising by themselves. Everybody seems to want to be in a club.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why. let's start off with you guys. Why aren't you in a club?
Drama.
Yeah.
Hate drama.
Yeah. It seems to follow clubs like poor communication in a bad relationship. It seems to follow most clubs, not all. There's obviously some clubs that have been around for 30, 40, 50 years because they got their shit together. Yeah. Seemingly. But
those are the big boys, though, where everybody has matching shirts and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I can attest to that. Harold and I we're in the same club, and it has not been without its drama.
Correct.
At what point does the drama outweigh the
Enjoyment.
having fun and getting together to where, man, I don't want to hang out with that guy because he's going to cause drama. He's going to bring some shit. It's just not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
Pretty quickly.
Throwing stones at a glass house, and it can be one, it could be several.
Yeah.
And then, then it's just everything. It's just like a lot of little things. It turns into like high school. It gets cliquey. And this is just my experiences. I'm not saying all clubs. Let me make that very clear. There's some clubs that are really, I respect, and I would love if I was living local to some of these cats to even get a chance, the breadth of a chance to be in one of these clubs, larger clubs, usually out in Arizona and California. Those real big ones.
Yeah, the OG
But
clubs.
the ones that I've been a part of, everything, it starts out nice, and it always turns into, it starts small, and then it snowballs, and then it's, all this whispering behind, there's people whispering behind each other's backs, and this one's saying this, but nobody's bringing it to the forefront at like a club meet. Yeah. No one's communicating, and it just stays silent, and it just continues to be this quiet resentment of cliques or a person to another person, and it's just, I got nothing for that. Yeah. Nothing. I'm a grown-ass adult. I want to just hang with, the people in my community with in this case, Lowriders, and cruise and enjoy and do barbecues and want to help one person out just the same as anybody else you could, pick out of a crowd.
Sure. So what do you guys look for in a club if you were to join a club?
One that they actually do stuff. Like I've been part of a club where you get together maybe once a month, and that's it. Like they don't hang out. They don't go to shows that often. They don't help one another. Hey man, I need to fix a cylinder. All right, man, good luck. No, if you're in my club, like if you call me and you need some assistance, I'm gonna be there.
Right.
Like we have our little clique right here, right? You guys are in your club, but me and Dean are not in your club. Yeah. However, in our clique,
we're always there.
You've called me.
Yep.
I showed up. I've called Dean. He showed up. I've called you. You've showed up.
In a drop of a hat, 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And it is what it is. Like, that's what I'm looking for is the more of the family oriented, close knit.
Yeah.
And I'm glad
that's my boy.
And I'm glad you said that because that's been a hot button for me in the club that Harold and I are in, and it's not something that I haven't said to everyone. I can count probably on one hand the people in the club that are willing to just help, that are down about cars, and that sucks. You want to. I joined the club because it's a car club, and it's about a community. It's about a brotherhood, right?
Yeah, I can't even say brotherhood, family, because it's females.
I was going to say brotherhood or sisterhood. Whatever. It's a family, and it a lot of times doesn't feel that way. A lot of times it just feels like a bunch of friends getting together for a cookout.
A bunch of friends, or in some cases acquaintances, and to some of them.
Yeah. And and we're trying the club heads now that are running it. They're trying to shift it in the right direction, and I hope all goes well.
The club is under great management. I'm real cool with the new heads. I'm personal friends with them.
Yeah.
Justin, our executive producer, his wife is the
His
president.
wife is the president,
Yeah,
and
so-
and I mean they've talked to me. I've seen how they've addressed the club and how they've addressed events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean we aren't again in a club, and during Slam Fest, I think Danielle put that together very well. She was very well organized.
Yeah.
There was 100% zero drama. Everything, honestly, sadly, everything I look for in a club, but I think I'm just so jaded from clubs in general that I just have no interest in like rejoining. But we hung out with them during Slam Fest. They said, "Listen, you don't have to be part of a club, but come park next to us and and have a good time. We'd love to have you there." And we were like, "Yeah, absolutely." And Trent was like, "Yeah, let's do it." Yeah. Had an amazing time. Wouldn't even have mattered if we were in or we weren't. It was just an amazing time.
It was a good time.
She put that together very well, and Justin obviously was her her right hand man outside of her husband, and they did really good.
We need to try to have her on the next episode here. Get her take.
We really do.
Yeah, I wanted like this episode to transition into where we start talking to various club presidents from local clubs, local chapters, and getting their intake on like what their clubs are looking for out of vehicles and all this other good stuff. So
no, well, not just the vehicles, the members. The members are a big part of it. You know, I don't like the fact that a lot of clubs are shifting to a quantity over quality.
Yeah,
basic ass traffic, as we like to call it.
Yeah, right.
Regular ass traffic.
That's it. That's not what I want. Granted, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Right, but there should be still
levels. There should be apprenticeships, and there should be
not. I'm buddies with this person. They plan on doing this, and this. Well, check it out.
Right,
they can roll through
not
as
apprenticeships, prospects.
Prospects, yeah. They can prospect for now, but until they get this, and this done,
for
there should be levels to it, like you said.
Do you guys have any prerequisites to get in? Like X amount of modifications?
I believe it's supposed to be 3 modifications. I believe it's supposed to be like a suspension modification, wheels, paint,
audio.
Yeah, but nothing is supposed to be bolt on. Correct. Right? You can't just go buy a prefab box and a sub and an amp and throw it in there. That can't count as your audio.
There are exceptions though, because if you look at my car for instance, it's just wheels and suspension. But there's a lot that goes into.
I would imagine every situation's different. Your suspension is not like lowered. I mean, you have a full hydraulic setup.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly, and that's why I was able to get into the club because, if it's 3 and I only had the 2 because I don't have audio, I don't have paint, I don't have, you know what I mean. But it's a big 2. You know what I mean. So that's why I was.
It's very case by case.
It is. Thank you. Best way to put it. Case by case.
But generally speaking, yes, he is correct. It's 3. That's what they're looking for.
For the regular ass traffic cars. At least throw some coils on it and lower it. Yeah. Put a nice custom stereo in it and throw some wheels on it. Or
some paint or whatever.
Or significant engine mods, right? If you've got something that doesn't have paint, but you've got a chassis that's set up for racing, and you've got a crazy nasty built engine, $10,000 engine.
Case by case, like you said, homie.
Yeah.
But
in wacky interiors or all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
So touching on what Trent said though, like doing things. Club activity, man.
For me, more than hanging out, like the clubs I've always been in, they were going to meet every Friday, right? $15 due, whatever, a due, whatever. I never found out what the dues went for. Yeah. For me, I would rather, like what we do, Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday, what do? We get together and we start turning wrenches.
Yep.
Right? That's not just hanging out. That's not just, biding our time. That's us
pushing each other forward,
making progress on our vehicles together. Like Harold, we worked on your Tuesday night. We got together for Tuesday instead of recording a podcast.
That's right. And we got a couple pictures of it. Unfortunately, I got here a little bit late to film it, but we got a couple pictures of it, and we'll post the pictures.
And not for nothing, Harold, you wanted to tap out. Like you got under there.
You really did, yeah.
You took the wrenches out, and you're like, nah, fuck this. I'm out.
Again, because I was doing like regular maintenance on it too, dealing with like overheating stuff. It's not all just custom stuff. You also got to maintain these vehicles.
Absolutely.
To keep them on the road.
Yeah, this was a little more in depth. We had to pull your rear suspension out.
And you should always check your oil.
There's
it was your daily driver.
Exactly. Daily driving.
It was your daily driver for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. So even these cool cars that are all customed out, you still have to have regular maintenance on them like you would any other car that's on the road. And that's what I had just done before I got here. So I was kind of already like, all right, you gotten dirty once fixing this car today and already been through the shower. And then we were like,
that was your biggest mistake, coming through fresh showered and fresh clothes, thinking you wasn't going to crawl around on your backside.
And then y'all were like, hey, let's dive back into
with
the
your
deep
forearms
end, full of grease.
deep in grease.
Exactly. So, but anyways, y'all are some motivating MFers.
Well, yeah,
That's it, man. And
Because
not only
you
that,
said, I just don't
loved
want.
it.
What's your issue, man? Why don't you want to do this now? You're like, I just don't want to hold anybody up. And Trent stepped right in and said, bro, we're
That's not
we're
what
here.
we do.
That's what we do. Tuesday night's what we do. That's what we do.
We're here. We're going to get on our and
And
everybody.
as soon as you said that, I was like, you know what? You're right. That's what this is.
Knocked
That's what
it out.
we do. Yeah.
listen,
it
you
out.
can, and it not only that, man, but it realistically builds a solid bond and a brotherhood between people when you build something. We could meet up every week, every Tuesday night, and have dinner, right?
Yep.
And just talk and have our, conversations, whatever.
And it wouldn't be as deep.
It would not. It would never be as deep.
Nope.
Not just that, but
The memories too, man.
other pros, right? We're at a car show. Let's say your shit breaks. We all have active knowledge of what's going on there. We can
Diagnose.
figure out what's going on
Yep.
and come up with a solution because we all have put hands on the vehicle. We built yours, built mine. Every one of us can be like, all right, well, we know we did X,
know
Y,
what
and
we
Z,
did, yeah.
so we can backtrack and figure some shit out.
And I didn't I didn't have a hand in building your car, but I tell you what, I have a much better understanding of exactly what you got going on because I've been under there with it now.
That's right. That's right.
I've been in your trunk. We know what you're working with, so we know
Yeah.
the fine points.
I know that setup very well.
Yes, you do. We had to finagle it a little bit to get it into the
we had
into
to
that turtle body.
We had to uncurse it to get it into your truck, into your trunk.
Oh, that's right.
Hit it with holy water and say,
I told you, third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm.
That setup was
So-
supposed to be in the turtle.
That's it.
you got your there's drama, and then there's true camaraderie, not like we have a sticker on the back of our vehicle, but really nobody gets together, nobody wants to do anything. When people do get together, it's clicky. So those are two or three things that I'm definitely looking away from. I don't want, and every club I've been into, it turns into the same thing. It starts off like that. One of the most recent clubs I was in, there was no drama, but it's like literally the club, for us anyways, because me and Trent were both kind of far away from this club. They were
Central
an
Florida.
hour away.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours away, and we were trying something different. We're like, well, screw it, we'll get in this club because they seem like to be on the same values that we're looking for, and it's 2.5 hours away. So, joking aside, we figured that would keep us away from any potential drama. Well, it just turned into, it was just like we would do one show, one gathering, and wouldn't hear from anybody for 8 or 9 months, and we'd reach out and get nothing in response, and it had nothing to do with not liking the people in the club.
Great dudes.
Love the fucking people in the club. I mean, you want to talk about family.
We're just so far away.
So far away, and it's just like it kind of just fell to the wayside. I feel like we fell to the wayside. So just like we just kind of we respectfully talked to them at a recent show, Firme of Steel, and talked about in person. Hey, but for no other reason, it's just too far away. It's too long distance, and that's why there was no drama. There's nothing about it. It's just. So we've tried, literally, me and Trent together, several avenues of trying to join with the club, and it keeps just turning into, this is the best club we have is every Tuesday and Friday, and this is just us, and this is what I'm looking for in a club, and we can't seem to get it.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's hard. It's hard to find that many people that think alike, that have the same interests and want to get in there and want to help each other. Eventually you're going to have the one person that tries to take advantage.
It's not just that. We had in the past, I've been in several clubs. They all kind of fell by the wayside. But say you're in your club, right? Let's say Harold's an asshole. He's not, but let's say he is, right? He's got a sticker on the back of his car that's the same sticker as yours. If he's an asshole on public, let's say he's driving like an asshole, he's drinking and driving, flipping people off, whatever. Somebody sees that logo on the back of his car, then they see that logo on the back of your car, and all of a sudden you're an asshole by association. And that's how cars get fucked up. That's how cars get keyed. It just puts out a bad, if you're in a club, especially when you're cruising in your logoed car, you have to be, motherfucker, really? Pufferfish with a carrot.
Pufferfish eating. Let me turn this on. Turn this down. My
I
bad.
thought someone shit themselves for a minute. Our battery had the bubble guts. And
So, when you're
So I am an asshole. Sorry, guys.
when you're out there cruising, you're representing not only yourself, but everybody in your club.
Correct.
And you have to be on
You
the
have to.
utmost. And there are people who just don't. They just like they're young, they're living the lifestyle, and they're just out there being stupid.
Act a fool. I don't want to be associated with that
I'm
shit.
not gonna be associated
when you
with
were
that.
when you were putting your cruises on, there was a clubs that would cruise with us. Would come to
Yeah,
your
names
Wednesday
will
cruise.
remain nameless.
Right,
There are
clubs-
there are certain
but they
specific
will-
people that.
They will stop traffic so everyone can run red lights.
Yeah, that's and I made it clear at the
swerve
very
and-
beginning
yeah,
of
it was-
after that I had to make it clear. Hey, just so you know,
yeah.
this is not a funeral procession. You cannot stop traffic. We will get ticketed. This will get shut down. We will.
Some of y'all get ticketed.
Yeah, some of us will get beaten.
Yeah. Someone just watch.
Yeah.
But no, but like
get
you
along.
can't. So some didn't make it to the traffic lights and stuff. We just made it very clear. We're going to cruise in the right lane at like 35, 40 miles an hour. Those who don't make it through a light, catch up, but don't speed. We're all going to arrive at the same destination when I do these cruises. And yet still people were blowing through, beyond yellow, red lights or blocking traffic or just acting a fool. It's like, dude, like I'm putting it on. I don't even want to be a part of that. Like, listen, like, they're going to shut us down and then they're going to look at me or, the cars, and it's just going to continue to bring a bad rep to the cars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's not a good way to do it.
Yeah.
About
I
it.
guess as far as clubs go, I'm kind of lucky because I'm a little late to the game. This is literally the only club I've ever been in, and I've seen it grow to the big quantity that it is now and everything. But and I've also seen the shrinkage, and but yeah,
People come and go.
People come and go, but like there's that everyone behaves themselves, everyone
Yeah.
gets it. So
Well,
I mean,
your-
I like
Your
the-
club has got older people. Like they're not. You don't have any kids.
there's no young bucks that are
know.
being rambunctious out in the streets and everything. We're all like family people and responsible.
Youngest member is probably in his mid-late 20s.
So I mean, when I first got into this, I was early 20s, 21, 22. I would never drink and drive. I would never drive stupid crazy.
Yeah.
I would
Car's
drag-
already bringing enough attention.
I would drag the car, I'd drag my trucks and stuff like that, but I wouldn't hot rod it. I wouldn't be cutting people off, driving like an asshole. But other people in my club at the time, in their 20s,
probably dumping sparks on
Yeah.
oh yeah,
other cars that
It
are
was
even
bad
related.
back then.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way, man. Like I know a lot of guys, love to do it. I'm not a big fan of gas hopping or high speed. I'll play with my switches on the.
You don't want to do no freeway chipping?
No.
bro.
That's
No.
scary.
Bro, that's
No.
fun. I did that in
No.
my Ranger when it was on air ride, and I had 250 PSI going to that nose.
Yeah,
Scary.
hard pass.
It's sketchy. Listen, it caught about 3 hops, and the wind was coming, and pretty hard, and every hop, it was kind of like scooting over. I was into the next lane, and I had to stop.
Bro, when we were, this is probably early 2001, 2002.
This story's antique.
I was with my buddy Miguel. He lost his license. He had a little Toyota. He had the little box
As soon as you said the
Toyota.
name, we already knew the license wasn't there. It's okay.
That's fucked up.
That's
accurate, but
That's
it's fucked up.
profiling. That's profiling. Figures.
But he
Englewood.
had a little box Toyota, right? Had some 13x7 reverse offsets, and he was rolling with a club out of Sarasota. It was all lowriders, straight lowriders. And we were on the interstate on the way to Tampa. We are at 75, and I hear boom, boom. I look in the middle lane. This fucking guy is hanging bumper, bro. 75, 80 miles an hour, just passing us, and I'm like, oh my god! Like if he would have blown a ball joint or
I
something,
believe I
you
can
get fucking dead, man. I was like, I had to slow down. He had the little chain steering. We had to fucking scoot over. I want no part of that. But he was doing at
Jesus.
least 80.
Jose, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
I'm scared enough trying to hop doing like 20.
I'll go at 20 miles an hour. I'll hit switch.
He wasn't just
I'll
hopping.
do some chipping
He
even on the
was
freeway, but that
hanging
story,
this
I'm not doing it on
motherfucker,
the
dude.
freeway.
that story made me sweat. Like that.
Like he was like 4 or 5 seconds with the tires off the ground. I'm like, God damn it,
Think
bro.
about his seat, dude. He's looking at sky.
Órale.
No. That's just
hard
asking
pass.
for
Hard
it, man.
pass. No, I love it. Want to get to a stoplight or a
Flex
stop
out,
sign
draw a
or
little bit.
or cruise
Yeah,
down the strip, down the boulevard, man.
Yeah.
And it's everybody staring. Who's gonna stare at you driving down 70 mile an hour?
Let me tell you, everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody. Everybody was like,
they're hoping you crash that thing. No, thank you.
cars are parting like the Red Sea as he's
Yeah.
coming through.
That's
Terrified.
That's
Terrified.
Right. That's not staring at you for enjoyment.
No.
That's staring at you because they don't want to die with you.
This day and age, people just be pulling their phones out.
That's it.
Like, oh, man,
let me
it's
capture
gonna
this
happen.
disaster.
Oh, he a
World
he a
star.
thumbnail.
World star.
World star.
No, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm out on that.
Yeah.
Well, what else? What else with the? I guess the main topic, clubs, man. So
yeah,
that's what we look
clubs.
for, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: I'm very
Well, we talked.
stringent on what I will accept and what I won't accept out of a club. If I were to ever even consider,
Yeah, let's talk about pros. We've talked a lot about cons. What are the pros of clubs? What benefit is it for being in a club?
I mean, again, if you find what we are specifically talking about, which was kind of the reverse of the cons,
Yeah.
need a hand at at some random time at night. There's going to be a finite amount of people, or would be in a perfect world, anybody you can call from the club, come through, help with the knowledge, with a tool, with a ride. Beyond that, just even if it's not like something at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, it just any time. Hey, I need assistance with this. Yeah, let me see what I can juggle around my schedule today. I'll get with you. So the help, there's a good pro, and we have that within us.
No.
So problem solving and just general issues that come up within your own vehicle or ideas even. There's pros right there. Another pro is again having people to cruise with, like-minded. That's the whole name to this game is I love cruising. That's why I put on the cruises.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get back to and get those going again and everything. It's just hanging with your people and seeing them every week, at least every 2 weeks, a bi-weekly cruise.
Yeah. That's why I can't bring myself to build a full show car that you just scared to drive it. I can't do that.
That's a whole other episode in itself. But yeah, that's I can
Trailer
have
Queen episode coming.
yeah,
up
that's a trailer
Trailer
queen
Queen
episode.
stuff.
Doesn't matter how much I really have into it. I can't not. I
would
can't stare at it and
rather
shine it
drive.
in my garage and put it back in.
I would say my personal experience with the pros has been is just all the different people and their different plethora of knowledge, just over the whole, different types of cars, different types of everything from airbags. I've never been one that liked the airbags, but there's a lot of people in our club that are on air rides.
Yeah, it's a lot of mini trucks. That's one thing I will say. It has introduced me to other genres of and styles of builds.
Yeah.
That I typically would not know so much about.
And talking with everybody that does know stuff about that, it just increases your own knowledge. and all
Right,
that.
because our club, for those that don't know, it's a very open club to all kinds of builds. It's not just a lowrider club. It's not.
Yours is just
mini truck
a
club. It's
general
just
car
just a
club.
car
It's-
club.
You don't have a specific style
yeah.
of vehicle that you will or won't accept. It just has to meet
It's got to
certain
be cool.
criteria.
And behave.
Yeah.
So is there any repercussion if somebody? Damn, I keep coughing. If somebody steps out of line, is there like repercussions, consequences? I think with the best club that I've
Any
had,
infractions?
we had the president, vice president, we had a treasurer, and we had the sergeant of arms. That was me. If you did something stupid, of course it is, right? if you did something out of line, it was my job to step in and be like, you're on probation now. If you fuck up again, we're peeling your sticker. Blah blah blah. Do you guys have anything like that?
Yeah, well, we used to anyway. I'm sure it's still there. If you'll probably get a warning or a talking to, and if you do it again, there's been people who've been told to peel before.
That's what I was not since I've been in it, but I have heard stories of people that were told to, go ahead and step away.
Yeah.
Take the sticker off.
And that's big to me. Is having like somebody keeping it in check.
We had one guy that had to peel. He had a little sports car, and he went down the road to what he thought was an empty parking lot, but it was really the parking lot to a clubhouse for a motorcycle club.
Oh,
And went ahead and did some little donuts in there. And
choice.
They approached the president at the time, and
They weren't too happy.
they weren't too happy. Thankfully, it was smoothed over, but he was asked to not come back.
Yeah. Now you can't. As soon as you have that bad energy, bad energy
it's-
title,
Nope, you're out.
I don't. I swear. I mean, like I'm not saying nothing is impossible, but you can almost bet your bottom dollar that no matter how much good you do, there's always going to be one or two that are still putting the word out and spreading those vibes that no, that this is what they do, even if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there you have it, man. That's the rundown on clubs as we see it. Let us know in the comments what you think about clubs. If you're in clubs, what your pros and cons are. Like always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.